here with more Space Engineers. Mwahaha. And today, so over the weekend, I think everybody knows, there was a huge update. I talked about this in the last episode. In fact, it's why we restarted the playthrough. And I want to show you that we have made the full jump over, so you're going to see some weirdness. I've taken out some of the mod lights that we had, and we'll replace them with some of the new lights from vanilla. As you can see, all of the blocks basically have an update on them. The general hull blocks have been updated. Interesting mesh issue there. But even like things like the batteries, they look a little bit better, I think. A little bit more industrial. These look probably closer to what you would expect a high capacity battery that needed to be in space to look like. So now the upgrade modules for the refinery, they got a second pass. As you can see, they've been dirtied up a little bit. Some of the extra polys have been taken out so that it's a lower poly model, but it ends up looking a little bit better in my opinion. The new assembler, basically they've got this reoccurring theme with everything having these like handlebar tie down points. I'm not sure how I feel about that yet, but we'll figure it out at some point. And then the new cryopod. Now, with the change, because they did change the way that surface mapping and texture mapping works in the game, existing mods may have problems. Like this one was using a custom art set, and it was pulling, I think they were pulling at some of the resources from existing models. So now that those have changed, you basically get the placeholder coloration. But yeah, I mean, it looks nice. I like the new chunky feel of everything. The new command chair that some people like, some people don't. You know, it's an aesthetic thing. I'm fine with the chair with the way it is. I'm assuming that it's some kind of like memory foam or gel-filled chair, so you kind of sink into it. Just based off of things like, you know, actual fighter pilot, like fighter chairs, and more specifically things like the shuttle chairs and such. You know, you expect there to be some kind of compression system in it that helps absorb G-shock and G-forces, I should say. I still don't know how I feel about the new door. I do like that it is chunky. I like that it has, you know, there is actual, like, depth to it now. It's not just this, like, little sliding panel. It actually looks like something that could hold a seal, so. But overall, I have to say I'm liking the update, even if it did kill my old save. Now, some of the light mods that we have do still work in this pack. As you can see here, these work just fine. The light bars that I was using for the ceiling, for the walkway lights in here, actually had an issue where you were getting a kind of basically a placeholder graphic because they were using a lighting, like a radial lighting effect. And so what you ended up was you'd have this big pink triangle here in the middle of the walkway. So we took those out and we put the vanilla lights in. I really like the new vanilla lights. They look really nice. So, all right. So I have been doing some work off camera. Let's turn on our light, and I'll take you over, show you what we were doing over at the new mine area, because we did some of this on camera. We did a little bit of the work. I've gone ahead and finished this up. It's basically a rough mirror of what we have on the other mining point. So we now have a powered system in place. We have lights, so you can actually find this thing at night. And the nice thing was, and the unexpected surprise, was that we have nickel directly below. The reason we put it here was it was pretty much between our silicon and our nickel deposits, and both are fairly close. So, in fact, let's go ahead and take a look. Let's drop down here really quick. As you can see, we have the new textures. Right, this is the nickel, right? Wait for it to catch up to us. Yeah, that's the nickel. So we'll go ahead and grab this. We're going to grab a little bit of this because I do need more of it. I really need to get the silicon. And as you can see, we've got silicon 24 meters that way. So that's where we're going to start drilling out towards once we have a little bit of room down here to work with. Actually, this is a pretty good depth. So I do need to clear out the ice here, because I have to go vertically through here, which is fine normally, you know. Oh, you know what? I'm just gonna go ahead and... It's like we're gonna lose plates and everything anyway, so we may as well just go ahead and drop them. Alright. So now what we'll do is here is we're gonna go like so, like so, like so. I think we just push the plates through the world, right? Oh no, it looks like they may be there underneath the ice. Okay, so let's go get this stuff dropped off. We'll come back. Why am I stuck on... Really? See, this is why I needed to come through and take some of this ice out. There we go. Because I want to be able to get through the doorway that way. And wasn't able to do that before because the ice was overlapping the hallway so much. So what I'll do is I'll come back through, clear all of that out. Let's go drop this stuff off. And yeah, so I'm going to go ahead and do a quick cut because I want to go ahead and dig out some of that silicon so we can get things going, because we do need some. One of the things that I have also started to do is to lay out the entrance to our hangar space. What I'm going to do is basically cut into the mountainside until we hit the vertical. Once we hit the vertical, which will be about where the solar panels are, we're going to basically mine straight back, take all of this out over to here. And I think what we're going to do is we're actually going to take like from here back. So what we're going to end up with is, oh, you know what, I don't have any. So from this area all the way down to there, and we're going to take it up so that it's 6 blocks tall so that we can use the airtight hangar doors. And that will give us a place to start working from, because once we have the hangar door in place, we can build the rest of the hangar behind it. Oh, but that's going to be a lot of work. So I'm going to go ahead, drop this stuff off, let it get processing, and we will be right back. And we're back. So let me show you what I've been working on, because like I said, I did want to get a bunch of stuff done. As you can see, I've gone ahead and put some reinforcements in down here, because what we're going to do is we have a tunnel leading down here to a cargo container, and what we'll have is we'll basically have the conduit coming up through here, the conveyor system coming up. We'll take excuse me, we're going to take this block out, we're going to put in a connector block here, and then we'll have the conveyor to continue up, basically so that we can put in a spot for a ship to come through, pick up supplies. I'm actually thinking I may put the conveyor block here, so that basically what we'll be able to do is have a ground-based vehicle come through and pick up stuff as well. So basically we'll have a connector off to the side, so you know we can put I want to say track, but a wheeled vehicle over here to transport things between each of the mine areas. Once we've figured out what we're going to do for the final design, we'll basically replicate this between all of our mine points, just to keep it consistent, but also to make it so that we can use, you know, some of the vehicles to get things done around here. All right, so first off, let me finish this up. So we now have a chair over here, so if we need power, as you can see, we have 21 days worth of power in that battery. Now, we unfortunately can't recharge hydrogen, so we do need to bring over either... Well, I could actually bring in an oxygen generator. I could set one up over here. But that might have too much of a power draw. I'm not sure yet. So one of the things that we are doing is we're going to go ahead and weld all of this up, because the idea is that we have one cargo container back here now, right? So if we need to expand, we just basically keep adding cargo containers on until we get to the point where we don't need cargo containers anymore. So Oh, trying to get all this done. Alright, so let me get a couple more of these. Okay, there we go. So what we're going to do here is that I am going to have... Let's go here. So this does doubles. So I'm thinking that we're going to do a double here. And then that tells me that this is where we're going up at. And then anytime I'm just doing a regular hallway, the hallways will be singles. There we go. And come over here, look at our control panel. There is no control panel on this, but there is a control panel over here. So what we're looking for is the double light. We're going to increase that radius all the way up. We want that to be as intense as, well, we don't want it intense, but we want it to basically provide as much light as possible down here. So now when we turn this off, you're not going to see it, unfortunately, until we restart the game. It's one of the bugs in development. It's unfortunate. It is the way it is, though. So, but now that allows us to come over here. As you can see, we've got nickel all over the place, and we are almost through to the silicon down here. We've got what, another 5 meters? We can do this. Actually, you know what? I don't need any more ice, so we're just going to go ahead and right-click this, and that looks like that's silicon. Nope, that's regular stone. Okay. We can ditch the stone. And there we go. That's silicon. You get out of there. We don't want any stone. We want silicon only. Okay, so now that we have this, what we can do is we can basically walk this backwards so that we can get us a bit of a ramp here, so it makes it a little easier to get in and out of this place. And yes, I know I'm destroying nickel. Come on. Get off me. Dude. Alright. And a little bit further, and we should be... You know what? What the hell with this? I'm just gonna... There we go. Awesome. So now we have a small passageway, because we will eventually mine all of this out. For now, we're doing everything by hand, so I want to make it as easy for myself to get around as possible. Like I said, I don't have a way over here right now to recharge stuff, other than power. And so I want to make sure that I can get around in case I run out of hydrogen. So let's go ahead and grab some of the silicon, because we're going to take the silicon back with us. We do need to clean up this mess. And then, like I said, once we have enough power to, or once we have enough material, what we'll do is we'll run the conveyor up so that we can basically start hauling stuff out in mass. But for now, this is going to be what we've got going on. Alright, so I would really like the ability to say, don't give me stone. I know you can do it with some of the automated mining tools, but I would really like, you know, basically just say pulverize it, you know? Alright, so let's grab a little bit more silicon. Okay, so we are full. We're gonna go, actually, are we actually full? Oh, we've got a bunch of stone, that's why. So we'll grab a little bit more. It's close enough. We don't need much. Silicon goes pretty far. It's one of the nice things about the resource. Alright, so we are here, so now we can just fly up out of here. And there we go. Okay, so that gets this done. Let's go ahead and drop this stuff off. So this episode's probably going to be a little bit longer than normal, because what we're going to do now is I'm going to go in here. We're going to drop this stuff off so it can be refined. We're going to put all this stuff back because we don't need it right now. And I'm going to go ahead and grab a couple hundred plates, because what we're going to do is, like I said, I want to map this out a little bit better. So we know that that's too close. That's going to basically scrape up against. That's going to give us a little bit of space there. I guess we could get away with that. Here comes the rain. Do 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 do. All right, so let's go ahead and we're gonna do this. Just do. Whoa, hello. Man, I keep forgetting how much danger and risk is added to the game by having that stuff turned on. Because we've had some near misses. These aren't that close. But all these little outcroppings are from where asteroids have hit. So, well, meteors, I should say. Makes it interesting. Alright, so let's go ahead and get the rest of this foundation done. Because what I'm trying to do is get this back to the point where we've got about 2 to 3 blocks worth of height. So one more block back will probably do us well. Come on, wait for the debris to clear. Oh. Hello, debris. Come on. There we go. So, for the folks who are wondering what's going on with that, basically there are these little particles when you dig things out, even when you do the whole destroy it thing. If you see those little pieces rolling, what happens is when those are still on site like that, you can't place anything until it despawns. So, yeah, that's a thing. Really bloody annoying is what it is, but... Alright, so let's go ahead and go there. Alright, we'll go ahead and take this out a wee bit. Oops, got a little too close. Okay. So that is, what, that's 3 high, right? Okay. So the airlock doors, right, the airtight doors, or airtight hangar doors, are 3 blocks in length, right? So if we place one of those, just to show you, actually, I don't have one on my quick bar anymore. Let's get rid of some of this stuff. Alright, so these things are 3 blocks tall, counting their base, right? So what we're going to do is we're going to flip one of these, and we're going to sink it into the ground. So what we want is for this to be even with that entrance area. So in order to do this, let's go ahead and we're going to have to do a little bit more surgery here. Alright, so now we go here and do that, because these things have to have something to attach to when you're trying to place them. Are you not going? Do I've got to wait for things to stop again? Come on. There it goes. Alright. So, what we want is that's going to give us... Actually, I need to move that back 1. So that's going to give us this place, and then 1 and 2, right? So it gives us 2 above it. So 1, 2, 3, 4. So this is going to go there. 1, 2. So 1, 2. So 1, 2, 3. Come on. There we go. So that's basically where our door is going to go, and it'll go from there all the way over to where this block is. So we'll actually have it go back 1, right? Because what I'm trying to do is to keep it from interfering with the solar panel. So I may actually need to take this back further than I was expecting. Yeah, it looks like I'm going to have to take this back another 4 or so, which is fine because it ends up giving me a larger platform out in the front. It just means it's more stuff to take out. So on that note, let me go ahead and get to work on this. So I'm going to go ahead and do this as a time lapse so you can watch the fun that is taking all of this crap out. But first things first, let's go ahead and take this stuff apart. So we don't want to waste parts if we don't need to. But like I said, this is going to be a bit of fun, so sit back, relax, and I hope you enjoy. See you in a bit. And we're back. So, so much digging still to do. Let me go grab some more hydrogen. It's been a rather long day. And look, more meteors inbound. Yay. Oh, you know what? Bring that back over here, because we actually want to drop this over here. We'll grab that one. We'll have these all refill. We got plenty of ice, so I'm not really that worried about it. Oh, those are going to be close. Okay. Oh, now I'm still trying to decide whether or not I'm actually going to have this come across, and I'm thinking I probably will. Because that'll allow me to place a gun turret here. I'll probably end up placing it like right here so that it can take up this entire piece. And that way we'll actually be able to have, you know, a minigun defending the base from the asteroids. And I may put one on the other side, because if I put one over here, it becomes much easier to get them out here without having to dig under the entire base. Because I'm going to be digging under this anyway to put in some supply areas. Specifically, I'm going to have a couple of connecting ports out here so that the ships, when they are out and about, don't have to come all the way back inside to refuel and resupply, drop things off. The bloody... really? And because this thing doesn't allow you to spawn here. Alright. So. Oh, anyway, I think I'm going to go ahead and call this one here. I'll get back into the game and get the rest of this dug out so that we can get the base started proper, because we do want to get the hangar in as soon as possible. But on that note, I'm going to say thank you for coming in today. If you enjoyed it, make sure you hit that like button. If you have any questions or comments, always feel free to throw them down in the section below the video. I do my best to get back to you as fast as I can, but it's been kind of hectic as the channel continues to grow. It's getting a little bit harder to keep up with everything, so I'm going to keep doing it for as long as I can. Like I said, I do try to get to everybody's comment, even if I don't make it immediately after you post it, but I'll try to get back to you within the first day or so. If you're new to the channel, haven't done so already, or you just want to see more, make sure you hit that subscribe button, because, well, the likes, the subscriptions, and even the comments do help the channel to grow. But more importantly, it's probably the fastest and easiest way to let me know that you're enjoying the content. And, well, any content you enjoy, I'm going to make more of. So on that note, I'm out of here. I hope you have a fantastic day. Have a terrific week, and we'll see you back here next time for more Space Engineers. As always, folks, take care and be safe out there, everybody. All right, let's get this done.